All right, I'm back. I'm back. Back live. Basically, I think what happened was because I was playing trailers and there's music and all this kind of stuff. That what happens is basically you get a copyright strike. I kind of knew that was coming, but sometimes if it's for educational purposes, sometimes you can get away with that. So I thought, you know what? What I'll do then is I'll just I won't put any clips in this one because it seems like when you talk about NASA, the medical industry, or what's coming down the pipes, sometimes they will, yeah. When you take a swing, sometimes you miss, sometimes you miss, but that's okay. I think I got my point across. The idea that we're heading into a world where they basically want you to um, own nothing and be happy. That's basically the summary of the video that I was playing, and I should have realized that when I was playing the video. No, it's mostly I think it's mostly like music copyright strike. Like sometimes, like I was just chatting with Gary. Sometimes you can get away with playing a clip from a movie if you pause it, talk about it, and then you can go back and that kind of stuff, or make it really small, something like that. But it used to be a lot more forgiving because I used to have a review channel for movies, and I can play whatever movie and nothing would happen. It would never, they would just let it go. The only one that I would get into trouble would be like if I was doing a trailer review for an East Indian movie because they had copyright all over the world and that kind of stuff. But for something like this, it's actually, it's getting tighter and tighter, that eventually you get to a point where you're going to have to codify everything on your channel. And I never wanted to do that. I never wanted to codify it. So I try and make sure that I control everything that I say. I think a little bit before I don't just go all crazy on it. But yeah, so I don't know if I can edit out some of that stuff in the other video. I'll have to see. I think it's just a copyright strike. It's not your video just won't show is what is usually what happens in something like that. They just won't allow your video to be shown. Your channel won't get shut down. So I thought, you know what, why not carry on? Because I was going somewhere with this, and I wanted to show this. This is kind of interesting as well. Let me just show this here. So I'm not going to show any trailers because that seems to offend Google, even though celebrities can talk about interviews and all, or talk about movies, all kinds of stuff, right? But as soon as you start talking about end times and all this stuff, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got rules. Really? Okay. So let's go over to this website, and hopefully it's okay to go to a website. This is called WHMO. WHMO is a website where you can actually um, you can actually take fully autonomous rides. And I've seen these cars in Phoenix. I was there in October, and basically these things are all over the place. So you take a car, and we actually saw one pull up beside us, and it was weird. I'm telling you, it was almost distracting for the drivers beside the vehicle because you don't see anybody in it until you get close, and then there's people in the back seat waving at you and whatever, right? Actually, it seems like a cool idea, but again, they're pushing us in this direction to make it so convenient for us that it won't make sense to pay two, three, $400 a month for insurance, plus buy a car where you're making payments of anywhere from like $500 to $1,000 a month in car payments. It will get to a point where it won't make sense for you to drive your own car when you can jump into a Mercedes Benz, or you can jump into a luxury vehicle and just have it drive for you. And then it'll just drop you off, and then you just go into a restaurant or go to a football game or whatever it is. So that's where the technology, I believe, is heading towards. is to make things easier for you so that you can just segue out of owning your stuff and being able to ride again in any vehicle that's autonomous. So that's Waymo. So if you ever want to take a tour ride, you can go check them out. So the idea here, the fact that Waymo provides convenience, prioritizes safety, and is committed to sustainability. Those are words basically that the World Economic Forum talks about over and over again, especially in stakeholder capitalism with Klaus Schwab. Talks about this all the time. Safety. We want to make you feel safe. So Jesus talks about that as well in Matthew 24. It talks about whenever they talk about peace and safety, we always think of it as a one event, just a one event, that peace and safety, it's all one event. When really it's becoming a language, it's becoming a way of life, it's becoming almost like an entity in itself. The idea that we're doing this because of peace. We're doing this because of safety. This is for your safety, not mine, your safety. This is why we're doing this for you. You say this enough times, eventually you're gonna get the memo, and you're gonna be like, yeah, you know what? I think Klaus Schwab is taking care of me. I think he loves me deep down inside. This is why he's talking about peace and safety all the time. And then sudden destruction. So we talked a lot about the different levels of the cars. We talked about pop culture. I didn't get into sharing some of my earlier childhood with talking about Knight Rider, talking about Automan, which was a fantastic show back when I was a kid. Today, most kids would be like, this is the most boring show. But I wanted to approach this from the idea of a black swan. So let's circle back to the idea of a fleet of AI-driven cars hacked by a malicious actor, or autonomous vehicles being weaponized in ways that we can't foresee. For example, the world we left behind. The infrastructure we're building for convenience could easily be used for control, or worse, destruction. So again, whenever you hear peace, destruction is nearby. So we're doing this in the name of peace to get you into these cars, but at the flip of a switch, you can all be destroyed. I know it sounds a little negative on a Saturday night, but if you have one company that's in control of most people's cars, it's not a good thing. So we've already seen in the last video, which was taken down, glimpses in the world we left behind with Tesla's cars that are malfunctioning and crashing, and in real life where self-driving cars caused accidents due to software issues. We know this is happening. The Bible warns us of perilous times in the last days. 2 Timothy 3:1 speaks of systems of control so powerful that no one can buy or sell without being a part of it. Think Revelation 13. So could our obsession with automation and convenience be paving the way for this? I would submit to you that yes, it is. So here are some of my closing thoughts. So as Christians, we know we're called to be watchful. We're just pay attention to all these things that are happening. Like, we're not predicting dates, we're not predicting times and all this, but when you see the season begin, the leaf begin to change, you know that the summer is near. This is what Jesus talked about. So we have to take a bird's eye view when we see this type of technology advancing at breakneck speed, and we must reflect as to what this means for our world, the world that we live in today. And let's not forget those who are helping shape the future, as in Elon Musk, Jensen Huang, Bill Gates, companies like Google, and of course Hollywood, which has subtly been preparing us for at least 100 years. Just think of all the silent movies as well. They're prepping us for this. They're trying to gear us up to get to that point where we again will own nothing and be happy, happy, happy. So the future of our autonomous cars is more than meets the eye. While it is exciting, it's also a reminder of how quickly the tools we can turn, the tools that we can build can turn into something beyond our control. So after saying all that, keep watching and keep looking up. I think it's so important. Be well read, be well versed in the Bible, especially when it comes to end times. Like, you have to make sure you have your heart right. And if you don't know Jesus Christ after all the videos that I've been doing, like, you really need to consider having Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, because you don't know two things. The first thing is you don't know when Jesus Christ is coming back. And the second thing is you don't know when you're going. You just don't know. So the easiest way is to acknowledge that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior. Believe in him, because you have to basically do three things when it comes to the gospel of Jesus Christ. You have to hear the gospel, you have to understand the gospel and what that means, and you have to believe the gospel. If you have that, you are well on your way to eternity. It could be that simple, but you need to know that Jesus Christ died for you on the cross. He rose again on the third day, was crucified for you. He took your place, took all of our iniquities on him, past, present, and future, and died for you in your place. And then he rose again on the third day, according to the scriptures. So we can rest in that. Jesus said this, that we should be able to rest in him, for his yoke is easy, his burden is light. He doesn't have a heavy burden. And in the Old Testament, a lot of the Israelites were complaining that they would complain to people like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah, and say, what is the burden of the Lord today? What's he got for us today? Seems like he's just coming down hard on us. And we're not to treat the gospel that way, because Jesus Christ's burden is light. It's for us. He gives us light. He gives us hope. He gives us restoration. So it's kind of my 2 cents. I know it's been a long night tonight. But I'll see what I could do with the last video. I'll see if I can put it up. It's sometimes, let me just see if it's actually there. Let me just see real quick here. Yes, it looks like I am live. Yep. Okay, that's good. That's good news. Good news that I'm live still. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I didn't see that. We were in Phoenix. This was a few months ago, and we saw all these driverless cars, but I didn't know about this pileup or whatever in Austin. And they had a massive jam of electric cars. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. I didn't know that happened. That's in Austin, Texas, I guess. Anyways, that's it. I know this looks like a short video, but we were actually on for about a half an hour, 40 minutes or so. And my previous video, Gary actually let me know. He said, hey, dude, your video got taken down. Could be because I was showing a trailer. Could be because the music, like YouTube is pretty heavy on slapping you around a little bit when you show movie clips. Apparently it's okay for bigger channels to show movie clips when they talk about movie reviews and all this stuff. But I think the idea in the future would be to cut the music out. That's their biggest thing, is they don't like to share their music with anyone. And really, we're just treating this as an educational experience. But that just shows you a little bit where people are at right now. They just, you try and talk about something, they're like, oh no, I got to make money off of that, and then they pull your video down. So whatever, it is what it is. You have to work within that little system. So I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope you're safe, enjoying your family, and enjoying videos like this. And I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.
Black Swan Revelations here on YouTube brought you today's mind-bending journey. Dive into the discussion. Your comments, questions, prayer requests, and powerful testimonies of Jesus' love are what fuel this community. Did today's episode hit home? Smash that like button. New here? Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a live stream or a video upload. Thanks for being part of today's adventure. Catch you in the next video, or maybe even in the clouds. Stay curious, stay blessed.